Ready? Coach, if you start with an opening statement, we'll follow the questions.
Yeah, disappointing night. Really disappointed in our first half. Lack of execution in so many ways. To get behind like that, we let them return the opening kickoff. We just kicked it in the dead middle of the field. It was a deep left kick. So we missed our kick zone, but we've got to rally and get back to the side, and you can't give up a touchdown. You're going to give up yards in that, but you can't give up a touchdown. And, all of a sudden we're jumping off sides again on offense, which is something we haven't done since the Florida State game. That really killed us early on. We got that correct in the second half. Defensively, we were just not very good in the first half. Not very gap sound, not doing our job. Our eyes were everywhere. We were blitzing right into the run a lot of times and not taking our gaps we were supposed to take. And so just a really pitiful performance in the first half. It falls on me. In the second half, man, I thought it was a complete flip-flop of that. We got behind by a lot to a really good football team. We didn't quit. We fought back. And we did a lot of good things in the second half. Defensively, we played much better. Offensively, we played much better. I think we had over 500 yards. I'm looking at 28 first downs. Scored 36 points. So we continue to progress offensively. I'm still disappointed, though. We got down there one time and, we're about to score. And we're in our jumbo package and we snap it off the D lineman, off the, the lead fullbacks that are our D linemen. We ain't been stopped in that all year. And all of a sudden we snap it off of them at a critical time. We're finna get that first down. If we score right there, we got the lead right there at the end. And, those are all things that we can correct and fix. We've got to fix them. Obviously it falls on me as leader of this program. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in how we're building it. We're not there yet. We knew going into this year. I told everybody I thought we was going to play 10 really, really close football games. I thought it was going to be 10 wars. I thought we would be able to beat Alcorn. I thought Florida State would be tough, and I thought we'd play 10 all-out wars. And, we're 0-3 in those right now. And we've got a lot of season left. We've got 7 games left. I think our kids showed they wouldn't quit, but we've got to play better. And we can play better, and that certainly falls on me and our staff to get us to play better. And it falls on our leadership in the locker room. And, we'll get back to work. We had a great week of practice. We'll get back to work and do it again. And I'm obviously disappointed in our lack of execution. I am proud of our effort. I thought we played our tail off in a really hard situation and battled and fought back and had a chance to win it and couldn't get it done. So with that, I'll open it up.
Coach, the last 4 weeks, you've had a little tough time in the first quarter. Talk to me about, what you guys think you can do with starting off the game better.
Yeah, something we're obviously evaluating and looking at. We've got to do something different. That's something that's new, that's not plagued us, in a lot of my career. But that's something we've got to look at, something we've got to make a change, something we'll be addressing this week.
The decision to go for it there on 4th and 17 with 3 timeouts, what went into that decision?
Yeah, I thought that was our best. I thought that was our best chance. There was only 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
So if you punt it to midfield, you're punting, you're backed up. So if you punt it to midfield, they're going to get it at midfield. Okay, you use all 3 timeouts. They punt it back to you. You're going to get it at the best the 20-yard line with a minute and a half left with no timeouts. Our O-line's not built to drop back and pass every play. We're built to run the ball. We're just not quite there yet where we're going to, we're not built to drop back and pass. Everybody in the stadium knows we're going to do it over and over and over again. We're built to run it, play action, and do those things. And so I thought with all that data and all that information, our best chance was to convert that right there and have our timeouts where we could still mix in some runs and go methodically. I thought we had some calls right there that were tough. You know what I mean? If we get one pass interference call right there, and obviously they thought they wasn't, and I'm a credit to them. But if we get one of those right there, we're in a pretty good position. So
Well,
let Andrew go.
could you speak on Jay Stanley running down?
It was big.
Yeah.
It was big. It was big. I'm proud of him for that. Huge effort play. Thought it was a microcosm of how we played in the second half. I'm proud of him. He played with a cast for the first time last week and didn't handle it well. He had an effort play that was really bad last week. He was called out in front of the whole team. he handled it like a man, and he changed. And God provided him an opportunity to make up for that, and he did.
Morale-wise, do you feel like that was kind of the difference for you guys in the second half of finding life? I mean, you're down 42-16. I feel like the average guy would quit on a play like that.
Yeah, most people would, but we don't quit now. You know, we had the guy sacked on the 2-yard line. It was a miracle play that it was a freak play that he got out there. Like, we're finna sack him right there, and they're finna punt it to us at midfield. So it was a crazy swing of events. I don't think our kids quit in any way, shape, or form. I think they proved that in the second half. I think they spilt it. We had a chance to win it. We just didn't play good enough to win. You know, it wasn't an effort issue. It was an execution issue. Go ahead, bud.
What was said at halftime that really woke you guys up to come out the way they did in the third and fourth quarter?
Yeah, just a lot of, talking about who we are, what Southern Miss means, what it means to me, what it means to us, what it means to everybody in this room, what your last name means, and how we've got to get it to a 2-score game, and how our kids knew we weren't executing. Like, they knew, and that's a good football team. And Coach Kenny's done a great job, man. And if you don't execute, they will gash you. But Coach O'Brien was calling some blitzes right into run plays, and we weren't in the right gaps. So our kids know that. Like, they knew it was a good call. They knew we just had to hit the gap right. And we've got to execute better. We settled down. We executed better. We tackled better. And offensively, 28 first downs, 500 yards, 36 points. I'm just disappointed that we got in jumbo and we didn't execute right there down here when the ball ricocheted off one of our up-backs, which is our 2D lineman, because we've been 100% on that all year. We hadn't been stopped yet. And, man, if we just snap it to Frank, he's going to get the first down. And the whole game's different. At the end right there, we got the lead, and, so you could say I should have kicked the field goal, but I guess, but we're 100% in that, and we had the look. I mean, you can see he's fixed to go right through the middle for a first down, and just disappointing.
Is there something at all to be said about the fans who stuck around tonight? And it kind of felt like the loudest the stadium got was in the fourth quarter when tons of people had already left.
Well, that was when we were playing hard and in it, and I appreciate those people for staying. I really do. I appreciate it. It says a lot about their character, and I appreciate them.
Coach, how do you keep the locker room motivated after, you were so close to coming back and either winning it or being up, and then either questionable calls or self-inflicted wounds kind of came in and really killed all momentum?
Yeah, I don't think you worry about that. I mean, our kids are going to play. You know what I mean? I don't have no, and that's, you know what I'm saying? They're going to play. They're going to play for each other. They're going to play for themselves. They're going to play for their families. They're going to play for this university. That's not going to be an issue. We've got to execute better. We've got to execute our assignment better.
Did you feel like the beginning of the game could have been a correlation to the loss last week at all?
No, I thought we kicked it off in the dead middle of the field on a deep left kick, and all our kickoff guys are running deep left, so now they've got to adjust, and we've got to rally better and contain, and we got to get it down. We can't let him score. It was a lack of execution on the kick and rallying to it. You saw the rest of our kickoffs. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with nothing, but we kicked it off into a spot that we wasn't supposed to kick it to. That's all it was.
When you're dialing up a comeback like this, you come back just a tad short. Are these the losses that maybe keep you a little bit later at night?
Man, ain't nothing going to cause me to sleep any less or more, all right? Obviously I don't like losing. I'm not a loser. I've won a lot of championships in my life. I've been blessed. The good Lord's blessed me so much. I believe that he's given me the ability to lead. I believe he's blessed me to be one of 130 whatever D1 head coaches. I think we've built this program back in a lot of good ways. I think we're not getting it done on the field right now. I think we've got to make some changes in some areas to get it done. Obviously, we're evaluating everything, but I believe in what we do. I believe in this calling, and I believe that if we keep digging, we're going to be blessed. I do, and that's what I believe.
Was there any difference in the defensive game plan in the second half versus the first half?
Not a lot. We executed better. We just calmed down and executed better. Yeah.
Jay Stanley sat in here 3 weeks ago, and said that he believes that this roster is a top 25 roster going forward. Is that something that you believe, and what would you say the improvements would have to be to get to that?
Yeah, well, kids believe in themselves. You know what I mean? They believe in themselves, believe in their teammates. Certainly, Jay's got a lot of confidence. He wants his teammates to have a lot of confidence. You know, as far as rankings and all that, I don't know. I know we got to play better. We got to execute better across the board. We got to kick it off to our spot. We got to go down there and cover it. All right, when we get in jumbo, we can't snap it off the D lineman. When we call a blitz into a run, we've got to hit the right gaps. We've got to play better overall. We can't jump off sides. You know, those are all things that ultimately fall on me and our kids, and we can fix those things. And we're certainly striving hard to fix them.
I think maybe kind of just lost in the craziness of this game was the return of Avery tonight.
Yeah.
I think he played maybe just a few snaps in the first half, but I mean, what does that just kind of mean for his story and what he brings to the
Yeah,
team?
just a humongous blessing from God in every way. Unbelievable. You know, we were crying up here in the office the other night, me and Coach Kreiner, Todd McCall. Credit to the doctors, credit to Avery, credit to Todd McCall, our trainer, and everybody to get him back. His role will grow as the season goes on. He's a special human being. He's one of the most special leaders I've ever been a part of. And he will he's going to be a really integral part, you know, as this season goes on, as we can continue to add him into the mix.
You said you guys were crying up in the office this week?
Yes. Why
was that so emotional?
Because I love him. I love him like he's my own. He's one of my heroes. And all of a sudden he got his dream back. And it came out of nowhere. And it's just another example of how if you live your life right and you keep praying and you keep asking. You know, he tells us in Matthew 7, you know, if you keep on asking, you'll get it. You know, keep on seeking and you'll find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open to you. And there's been a lot of people praying for Avery. I've been one of them every day. And Avery's been praying for Avery. Avery's family's been praying for him. And, you know, I hate to use the term miracle. That's a strong word, but something happened. Something happened. And I believe that when you wake up every day and do what you're supposed to do, good things happen. And it's a blessing to get Avery back.
Anything else? Coach, thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate all you do for us.
Thanks.
Billy, what was just different in that second half for you guys offensively?
Same word I've been using all year, execution. First half, for whatever reason, we just weren't executing, and second half, we got together and started executing. But I mean, there's no excuse for that. If we play a full game, we win. And that's a really good team. So.
How do you make sure you execute in the first half? Because this is kind of now 2-ish games in a row where you guys have dug yourself into a big hole.
Yeah. I mean, just continue to work hard in practice like we do. Maybe preparing a little better, right? Just people preparing a little better on their own, including myself. Can always find ways to improve. But yeah, just gotta find ways to get better.
What did you think of Stanley running down their running back in that crazy play? It seemed like it was the spark.
Yeah, it was an awesome effort play, and it certainly provided a spark for us. So it's always good to see your best players make great plays in big time moments like that, and Jay's continuing to do that. So it's good to see that.
The 4th and 17 there. What did you see on that play, and actually that entire series? What did you think of the non-calls and then that 4th and 17?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't rely on referees to win a game, right? They're gonna make their calls, and we got to play and we got to make plays. That 4th and 17 just kind of happened. Just got to get it, you know. We made plays in the second half. I wish we would have made a few more on that drive to go down and win it, but we didn't. And we got to look at it and get better. But yeah, I mean, just like I said, if we play better, we don't have to rely on a referee's call in a big moment.
Billy, just the way the offense was moving in that second half, throughout the week when you look at prepare for next week's matchup, what positives can come out of that maybe turn the season around?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of positives, right? And we know we can play like that. We played like that in the past 2 games in the second half. But we gotta figure out what it is, and as players, why we're not coming out and executing the first half. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff we got to look at. I think it's a credit to Coach Hall and his staff. that we fought back and came back in a game like that down whatever it was at halftime. But I just think we gotta look ourselves in the mirror a little bit and figure out what it is that's going to get us to start a little faster as an offense, as a defense, as a whole team. Just if we, like I said, if we play a full game, I think we win that game. That's a really good Texas State team. So.
You know, just keeping the guys together. I know you embrace that leadership role. You know, I guess what do you do it during that time when you're down and keep the energy up?
I'm just telling them we're never out of it. You know, crazier things have happened, and we weren't out of it, obviously. We just have to. It's hard to overcome. You know what I mean? It's a really hard deficit to overcome, and we fought and clawed. But yeah, I mean, just kind of walking up and down the sidelines, keeping guys in the game, and yeah, I'm doing that the whole time. But it's also good to see my teammates they don't need me to do it. You know what I mean? And I'm doing it, but it's good to see them staying locked in. I'm telling you, we have a really good team, and we just got to get going.
The second half, it seemed like you were taking hit almost on every play that you were standing in there with. First off, how are you feeling? And then second off, is there something that you guys can maybe scheme differently to make sure that you're taking less contact there?
I feel great, and I don't think so. I mean, I just got to get the ball out and get it in players' hands.
How about having Cole back? I think maybe he had one catch, but what does he just bring to the offense when you having him back on the field?
Yeah, I think first of all, it's a leadership role. An old guy, veteran guy, experienced guy that people look up to. And I trust Cole on every play. There were a couple where I missed him and I should have hit him. But Cole's a veteran guy. He's always in the right spot when I need him. So.
Can you just talk about the day that, a couple of the people on that side of the ball with you, they had great days. Like, you threw for 257. Latrell Jones, 124 yards receiving, and Frank Gore Jr. had a fantastic day as well. Can you just talk about what that meant to you to see and how you can use that to look to improve in the future?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to win, right? But it just goes to show that we can, and this offense is good, and we can play well. But we just got to start faster. And we're going to figure it out, and we're going to figure out a way to start faster on offense because, like you said, we have those guys that are going to make plays.
The interception on the first play of the game, what did you see on that? How did that happen?
Yeah, they clouded the field, something I didn't really expect. But I kind of got to just eat it or move on to Casson, who's coming on the crosser. I shouldn't have put Cole in that position.
Anything else? Billy, thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for Frank?
Frank, starting off the season, your involvement was limited, and it was, due to, coaches not wanting you to get hurt early in the season. But you've really exploded. You've had 2 games where you've rushed for over 100 yards. Can you just kind of talk about, what you and the rest of the offense are able to do, and how you can, use that as encouragement to grow forward?
The O-line, they play extremely well, run blocking, so they open up a lot of gaps for me. And Drew Clark had been having a great season as well. He's been pushing me, motivating me, being a big brother, and I think that of him. But I don't focus on stats because I want to win games, and we've been failing. We came close the last 2 weeks, but I believe in Coach Hall, and I believe in we'll get it right. It's just, like I said before, we just got to do better of when they throw punches, we just got to swing back. So, and not just wait and say, all right, we're going to start throwing haymakers now. And that's the biggest thing.
What was different in the second half?
We literally came in, nobody talked. Coach Hall said we dug ourselves in this hole and just take one step at a time, one play, and then we just exploded and show what we can do. So I really don't know, but we just have to get better, practicing and playing as well.
What was it like watching Stanley's crazy play?
That was amazing. We talked about effort yesterday in the hotel, and that's the greatest example you can show right there, chasing the guy down from all the way from the other side of the field and making a big play to get us going.
Talk about effort. Did you feel like the effort was there across the board today?
Yeah, I feel like we played hard for sure. I just feel like we played sluggish in the first half, and that's what really got us they score 8 points or however many they score in the second half. And if we could just can't stop shooting ourselves in the foot and stop playing 22 versus 11, and we'll be fine.
You know, Frank, when you have a comeback that just comes up a little bit short back-to-back weeks, in some ways, does it also leave a little bit of encouragement for the next week, as far as preparation goes?
I wouldn't say. I feel like we should all be fired up from losing and wanting to bounce back, but we know we're a talented team. We know what we're capable of, but like I said before, we just have to go out there and start games off better, and we wouldn't even have to come back. So once we get that fixed and make a little bit of tweaks, we'll get it going.
How do you think you start off the games better? How does that happen?
Paying attention to details a little bit more in the beginning, and film study. I just think there's a lot of things that we can do better as a whole, me as well. But we'll get it right. I'm very confident in that, and I'm 100% positive that we will get it right, and we'll change our season, turn our season around.
Anything else? Frank,
Thank you, guys.
Jay, how do you not give up on that 100-yard, crazy play? I mean, I feel like anybody who's down 42-16 probably lets up in the last 5 yards or so.
That was our theme of the week this week, effort. Last week had a bad game. Had some people question my effort. So this week I just wanted to spill it all out on the field for my teammates and my coach, just to prove to them that I'm gonna give my all every chance I get.
Was it your bad hand that you punched the ball
Yeah.
with?
Yeah, it was.
You kind of crippled down afterwards.
Yeah.
Did you know you had him?
I was chasing him down. He actually kind of slowed down, in the 5 yards in. So when I caught up, I just was you gotta throw a shot at the ball, hurt hand or not. So I just threw a shot at the ball. When I seen it, I knew it was out before. I just wanted to make sure the ref saw it.
When did you realize that Finley got out of it and somehow got rid of the ball?
Actually, I was in coverage. I actually didn't see that part. I just heard the crowd cheering, and I just saw a guy running, so I just ran to the ball, just chased the ball.
Do you feel like that play helped give life to your team?
Yeah, they tell me that all the time. Every time I step out there, I'm the guy that got to make that play to spark the team. So last week I didn't make any plays. I kind of put that loss on myself because I didn't make any plays. So this week I just wanted to lead no doubt, like I said earlier, lead no doubt.
What do you think was different in the second half compared to the first half?
We just when Coach talked us at halftime, we just played with pride. Played with pride that second half. That first half, I feel like early we were trying to feel them out instead of playing our game. We always start kind of slow like that, but I feel like in that second half we got our swagger, and I feel like that should boost us in the rest of the season. I'm very confident that we will fix all our problems.
How do you keep the defense motivated after giving up more points than this nasty bunch is used to?
Just telling those guys, just being real with themselves, just knowing, actually having context to those touchdowns they're getting. Some guys are out there gap. This guy might have missed the tackle, so just telling them these things are fixable. It's nothing that the opponent is doing to score out these points. We really shooting ourselves in the foot early in the game and having to make up on the back end.
Jay, now being 1-4, how do you guys come together a little bit closer? Just with your backs against the wall, almost, keep moving forward.
Just playing like that team in the second half. That team you see in the second half is what we truly preach and what I feel like we could be and we should be every time we step out there. Like I said, we start games slow, try to feel people out and stuff, but that's not our game. Our game is aggressive on both sides, all three sides. Offense, defense, special team, we're a very aggressive team. So we start out aggressive and just put guys away early instead of trying to see if we can play with guys, see if they can play with us. We just gonna cancel it out early. We win more games.
Anything else for Jay?
Appreciate
All right,
y'all.
thanks, Jay.